you are what time in the morning? Quarter past nine. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I think you're about 17 hours ahead.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you're the following day, right?
Yeah, that's right. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
Sunday here. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, so it's yeah, I mean it's and so I love technology just for the ability to do this, to be able to connect with people like this. This is so cool. What I and thanks for taking the time. I appreciate you taking some time out of your day for this conversation. But the what I wanted to be able to do was just kind of illustrate to people the um, really, and it's not just about factor three. It's not just about factor three training systems in general. It's really about possibility, right? Because yes, of course, I'm biased towards the program I created, and but it's more about the mindset of the of where of what's available to people and what's possible for people, despite how far the setbacks may how far they feel the setbacks may have pushed them. And I think, and you made a comment in the very beginning, part of our conversation, beginning of your journey, that you kind of felt like your body had given up on you, or your body had betrayed you. I think was the word that you used. And it's and I would, if you wouldn't mind, could you share a little bit of that journey about like it's just because I can't imagine. Like I haven't had life-threatening illness. I've had take some bad whacks to the head. I've had challenges, but really having that hanging over your head, it's just I can't imagine what it would take to actually want to work through to get through that, and then really to take on the challenge of actually rebuilding your health.
Yeah. Yeah. So you want to know what happened in the beginning? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah. So, but I mean, it was quite a journey for you. But it's just, and you ended up, of course, we ended up in the conversation a while back, where you weren't sure if Factor Three was going to be whether or not it would actually whether it would hurt you or not, whether you'd be able to do it. And again, it was a great conversation around the fact that you just take what you can, take what the program has to offer, and use what you can at whatever level that you're at. And you did that
Yeah.
marvelously.
Yeah. Sure. So, when I approached you about the program, or just stepping back for people who don't understand what this is about, I was diagnosed with breast cancer pretty much 5 years ago now, and I was diagnosed 8 days after my sister, and we were both pregnant at the time. So, long story short, we brought Bubby forward. One minute I'm a healthy, happy teacher of 17 years, and then the next minute your life is just absolutely hanging on the line. And I mean, absolutely hanging. It was a big fight. So by the time I'd rung you, David, I think it was about nine or eight. I had 8 operations at that time. And the whole entire process, you do lose yourself. I lost myself completely. One minute you think you know who you are, you're pretty grounded. I've had a lot of crap in life, but curveballs come and curveballs go. But this one really, really hit hard. So I used to be reasonably fit, and all of a sudden my body was torn apart. I use those words because that's what it felt like, from woe to go. That apart from a few resemblances, you don't know yourself anymore, and that's just how I felt. So when I came across your program, a group of my colleagues, friends were doing it and suggested I do it. And I loved doing things with my friends, but I did not have the confidence in my body, as I told you. But they kept at it and kept at it, and I thought, well, there's no harm in giving it a go. And then, long story short, you and I contacted each other. To be honest, I found you very, I mean, oh my God, it's David Jilks, the athlete. How the hell am I supposed to keep up in a program like this? I felt automatically that I didn't belong. I've got lymphedema in the arm. I can't feel the top part of my body. And I wasn't sure how I was ever going to even just hold weights and not understand how to do anything. So long story short, it was a mind game for me. It was a mind battle. Now, I know I had to step out of my comfort zone, and that's what I did. And I think it was your words where you said, let's just scale the program back. That's where I started to feel all right, I can do it baby steps. I felt to begin with that maybe I wasn't going to be able to keep up with everybody. And I printed out, and I've got it here still. I used to take it with me, my David Jukes books, everywhere I went. And I would look at your photos and look at your instructions and read it. And to be honest, it was really overwhelming because I knew to do a burpee, like, oh my God, no way. To do half the things, even just to hop on a treadmill, was no way, because I had no belief that I could do it. My bones, I've been told I'm like an old person, my bone equivalent. I got the onset of osteoporosis, you know, on and on and on it went. But one thing, David, that during our conversation, first of all, that you took the time to even talk to me, I was like, oh, wow, that's so lovely, because I know how busy you are. Secondly, it was that you believed. I asked you, I said, do you think I can do this? Do you believe I can do it? And when I was talking to you, I don't think you knew it at the time, but I was in an extremely vulnerable state. And you had said, yep, we can do this. Let's just do it. Scale it right back at a pace you're comfortable with. So I was very skeptical, but you put that belief in me, to be honest with you. And I felt, well, if they've got this fantastic group and this fantastic team around me, maybe I can do it. So it was really, really hard to begin with. My body hadn't had exercise for 5 years. And it just basically, hopping on the treadmill really hurt. I had already done a little bit of damage, you know, even just a big ball, I'd fallen off that. I had no balance, you name it. But slowly and surely, I found myself immersed with you guys. And what I loved the most, David, was every day you would hop on and you gave us instructions. And that was just incredible. And then I'd hop on and I'd see everyone's reports, and they would be saying, look, they've failed in this area, or they need help in this area, or hey, look, I've done this. And I felt instantly that I belonged. And I think mindset-wise, that gave me the confidence. So whether or not physically I was able to keep up at that time, mindset-wise, I was. And that was what just kept me going. And day by day, I got stronger and stronger. And at the end of your program, I think it was around about 6 kilos I'd lost. Not that I was even after the loss, even though I needed it. I was after the strength and just that mindset to pick myself up and start believing. So what you don't know was that skyrocketed my life from that point, because all of a sudden I believed that my body wasn't a traitor anymore, and that the past was the past, because you did a lot of coaching as well, which actually really resonated with me. And it was great to let go of that painful past and that painful person that I didn't recognize, and try and grab a bit more of me again and just get healthy. And it was just instrumental.
Yeah, you know, it's amazing what happens. And I find that, you know, I go through processes like this when I become overwhelmed, that the tendency is to withdraw. When you instead of actually engaging, when we are in the most challenging points and times in our life, it's when we need that support. It's when we need that community. We need that daily conversation just to keep us going one step at a time. But it's unfortunately sometimes it's our inclination to simply back away. And it's powerful, you know. And the beautiful thing is that and actually, it's one of the things I miss actually from having my private practice, where I can actually be with people hands-on, is that walking people through the process. Because the physical challenges I haven't had, lots of challenges inside my head, and lots of struggles over the years with that, with brain chemistry and mindset, and trying to keep myself focused. But it's part of the frustration that I have is that there's a joy. It's a double-edged sword. I have a huge amount of joy in being able to walk people across that threshold, and and have them, give them the shoulder they can lean upon until they're really confident enough and strong enough to do it on their own. And there's such a big conversation out there on fitness and wellness and what that's supposed to look like. But at the end of the day, it's just really simple, fundamental things. So just the process of learning how to communicate with your body, to start paying attention to it, and really, and as we did in the very beginning, scale it way back. There's no race here. I'm not trying to keep up with me or not, but it's just, you're in a community where people come in at all different levels, all different physical capacities, and And the beautiful thing about having people in front of you is that, of course, they inspire you. And the beautiful thing about having people coming up behind you is that you inspire them. And it's actually such a great way to grow, to kind of grow a fitness community together. But but again, I think that's as the part, and the reason why I wanted to talk to you today like this is that I wanted to really show people, kind of showcase what is possible, and that yes, there's a level that some people are training at that it's just not accessible for you in the beginning. It just won't be. But that doesn't make us lesser. That just says, okay, there's a scale that I can move up to. But everything I've ever started, I've always started at the bottom. Everything I've ever gained, I've got to learn something brand new, and having the confidence to do that, and not feeling less than just because somebody happens to be in front of you. You know, and I love that part where you said is that when you learn how to reclaim this, you actually started to reclaim your life. You know.
Yeah, totally. And the big thing you hit really big was the community. The community that you guys offer is just second to none. And it was that I used the words, it was food for my soul at the time. And I clung onto it so much and learned so much. So every day it was such a learning process. So yeah, it was absolutely fantastic.
Well, it's so you may know that I've altered the way that we launched the whole program itself. So now we're putting it on a monthly membership rather than a 3-month block. So just giving people the opportunity to step in and step out when based on their schedule and their affordability and where they are at. So because ultimately the goal is to really to teach as many people as possible so they no longer need me in the future. It's not to create codependence. It's actually to set people free, because once you understand how this thing works, it's the self-image around it goes away. The confidence, so you can go anywhere and actually tackle anything, any fitness program, anything you want. But once you understand, once you have the basic fundamentals of how we function and how we work, how to get the body to respond in a certain way, once you own those tools, you own them for life. And I think that's something that, again, I think so many people don't understand anymore, or we're in this very bizarre point in time in history where we have to start thinking about these things. We have to start thinking about the environment that we create to live in, whether it's going to poison us or whether it's healthy. We have to think about the water we drink, the food we eat. We have to think about exercise, and all these things are necessary because the natural world is no longer there. It's just not there anymore. So yeah, so we live in a very unnatural world. So we have to take kind of extraordinary measures to really survive and indeed thrive in a very bizarre point in time in history, for sure.
Yeah. And what I love is that your program, it's like the cogs. What I didn't realize is I was joining a fitness program. Yes, I'll do it at my own level. But once it gets the cogs going and your body going and your mind going, everything starts to fall into place. And it just became that structure. And from then on, I'm not kidding. This is not just a wrap for you guys. It's incredible. From then on, everything else in my life started to fall into place because I had started building that confidence from that core. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, listen, I don't want to take up too much of your morning. I know you get off to work in a little bit, but thank you. First of all, thank you for your trust in actually, even starting the process. I know it was a big leap of faith for you, and it was a gamble for sure to step into an environment that was a little bit intimidating, but also just a huge thank you for your courage to even do that. It takes a tremendous amount of it takes a lot of guts to step into an environment where this is going to be tough, this is going to be hard because of the challenges, but also just but knowing that that there's places out there that will offer the support necessary. And it's like the Marines, no man left behind. And as long as people are willing to show up, we do whatever it takes, and whatever conversation, however we can amend it, whatever it takes. As long as people keep showing up, there's going to be a lot of people out there like myself wanting and doing everything they can to make sure that you make it across the finish line with everyone else. So that was half the battle. You showed up.
Oh, thank you. It was a blessing in disguise. And just quickly, if there's anyone out there, even if they're just overweight, not feeling great, or have got any inhibitions, I just couldn't encourage them enough to just like you said, just step out and do this, because you have no idea where it leads you. And these guys, you know, you're all here to help us hit that success. And I hit more than success for my life, and I know it can do it to anyone else. So just do it. It's worth it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, my friend. Have a great rest of the year, and Happy New Year. Happy pre-New Year. It's coming up in a couple of days. And yeah, and I can't wait. I can't wait to see what 2019 has in store for all of us. So
thank you, David.
hey, sweetie. All right. Thank you.